So we're on to round number 9. Now round number 9, we are going to work into the round of the same color, but I'm saying that, but you might have actually used, or you possibly want to use a different color. So we're going to be working into round number 6. Right. And we're going to begin in that chain 1 space to the right of our double crochet front post. So there's the double crochet front post that we made over our 6 double trebles together, and then we had a chain 1 space here and a chain 1 space here, and we're going to work into the chain 1 space to the right, and we're going to work in front of the chain space, right? This chain space here, that chain 3 space, right? So the chain 3 space is going to, try that again. So the chain 3 space is going to fall behind, and we are going to work in front of that. We're going to be making 3 double crochets into that chain 1 space. So we've chained 3, which is equal to 1 double crochet, and then we'll work another 2 double crochets. So just be careful you don't catch any of that going on behind, right? Then we're going to skip our double crochet front post, and we're going to work another 3 double crochets into our next chain 1 space, like that. Okay, then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to work into the chain 3 space behind our next 3 popcorns, like so. Right, so now we're working into our round 7, right? Yes. Then we're going to chain 3, and now, so okay, something I should have mentioned maybe before the chain. So let's just go back, just so that it's very, very specific. We're going to chain 3. So let me go back and do that with you. We're going to chain 3. Then we're going to skip 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Right? So we have, this is important. All right. So you're going to skip 3 double crochets from our round number 6, and then you're going to single crochet into the chain 3 from round number 7. Then you're going to chain 3, and you're going to skip 3 double crochets again, right? So 1. So you want to make sure that you're working into this space over here. So where you have that little puff, right? And you follow that line up, we want to work our next 6 double crochets into that space, but we're going to skip another 3 double crochets, right? Then we're going to yarn over, and now we're working in front of our 2 times chain 6 spaces. So they're now falling behind onto the wrong side of our work. So 3, 4, 5, 6, like so. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to single crochet into the chain 3 space. We're going to chain 3. We're going to skip 3 double crochets. Okay, so the reason that we know that it's 3 double crochets is because remember when we were making our popcorns, we counted 3 double crochets from our chain 1 space, right? So we know we've got 1, 2, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, right? We're going to yarn over, and then we back to our chain 1 space. 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip our double crochet front post, and 1, 2, and 3. Right, 1, 2, 3. We're skipping 3 double crochets, right? Those 3 double crochets at the back, and then 1 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, 1. So we know we know we're skipping 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. We're following that line up just to make sure, and then working 6 double crochets into that space. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? And then chain 3, skip 3 double crochets, and so on and so forth. Okay, so if you have a look behind, you can see we've got 6 double crochets, and then we have those chain 6s at the back, and then we've worked into that chain 3, we've worked in front of that chain 3, we've worked in front of those 2 chain 6s, and so on and so forth. So right, so I mean I can show you so you can see. So your work at the back must look like this. Okay, there is actually a pattern going on at the back. Right, so that's it, really. You're just going to carry on like that, and you can see how we're filling up the space, and we are creating our, remember how we started off with a little square, and now we basically are working a circle. Right, so that is round number 9, and I'm going to see you at the end of round number 9, and then we can do, I'll show you how to finish off, and then we can do a quick check of the back and the front and the stitch count before we move on to round number 10. And then make our last chain 3 space, and then we're just going to skip our chain 3, which is our first double crochet, and we're just going to slip stitch into the second double crochet, as one does. Right, so that is round number 9. So I would suggest that you just do a quick recce to make sure that you do have 6 stitches in each section, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 6, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, right. Because your stitch count is really important here. So I think that looks quite pretty so far. That blue is still freaking me out, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about that. I'm hoping it'll all pan out, but I really should have chosen something else. I'm almost inclined to just pull everything out and start again, just with a different color, but I want to get this pattern to you guys, so right. So we have 8. So we have 8 times 6 double crochets, right? So we have 8 sections of 6 double crochets, so that's 48. Is that right? Yes. 6 times 8, 48. I always check, you never know. And then we have 16 chain 3 spaces, right? So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 chain 3 spaces, and we have 8 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, so there we go, a big flower. Okay, so I shall see you at round number 10. So we're on to round number 10, and round number 10 I'm going to be using my cream colour. Right, so let's grab that. Now this is a little bit of a tricky round, not so much in the stitches, but where the stitches are placed. Right, so now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working into these chains. So we have 4 of those. We have the 2 chains together like an equal sign, right? So we're going to be working into that chain, that chain, that chain, and that chain, and we're going to be working into these chain spaces, right, like that. We're going to be working into those, and we're also going to be working into these chain spaces. So 4 of those chain spaces, the chain space in the V, so this is round number 7, and then the chain space with the equals sign, right, and then into that round number 9. So we're working into round number 9, and we're also working into round number 7. It is number 7, right? Yes, it is number 7. Right, so I'm going to start with, so I think the best place to start is in our chain 2 space behind our 3 popcorns, like that. And we're just making double crochets. So we're going to end up with 96 double crochets after this round. So we're working 3 double crochets into that chain 2 space, yarn over, skip the single crochet, and then 1. It's not, it's not a chain 2, it's a chain 3. Chain 3 space. Right. And then what we're going to do is yarn over, and then we're going to work into this chain 3 space from round number 7. 1, 2, and we're going to make 6 double crochets. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to work again into our chain 3 space. 1, 2, 3, and again 1. So we're working 16 sections of 6 double crochets, right? Then, so this is where we get to this is the tricky part. So we're going to work into this chain 3 space, but we're going to pull under our chain 3 space from round number 8, right? And we're going to work 6 double crochets. 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, and then again into our chain 3 space from round number 9. 1, 2, 3, skip the single crochet, 3 double crochets into the next chain 3 space, excuse me, yarn over, and then again. So 1, 2, so I think you have the picture. Whoopsie, don't do that. 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on, right? So you can see what we're trying to do here. We're just extending our circle like that. And it's going to look like that at the back. So you can see here we're working 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets into those chain 2 spaces, then into the chain 3, then again into round number 9, then again into round number 7, round number 9, round number 7, and so on. Okay, so basically you're just working into round number 9 and round number 7, and you're working behind round number 8. So round number 8 is our popcorns. Right, pretty simple, I think. So when I said tricky, it was just that little part over here where you need to grab your chain 3 from round number 7 and bring it to the front. So don't do it over the top. So not like that, but like that. Okay, so that is basically round number 10, and I'll see you at the end of round number 10. We can finish off round number 10 together before we go on to round number 11. Right, and now we're just going to finish off with a slip stitch into the second double crochet, right, and fasten off. Now the only thing with this round is to check your stitch count, right, and just make sure that you have the exact stitch count. Okay, so that's it. And I shall see you at round number 11. Round number 11, I'm continuing with the same color. And the reason I fastened off is in case you want to change your colors. So you don't have to follow my colorway. You don't have to follow my colorway placing or anything like that. So if you're going to carry on with the same color for the next 2 rounds, then you can just chain 3 at the end of round number 10. You slip stitch into the second double crochet and then just chain 3 and then make 1 double crochet into the same stitch, right? Just make sure that you have the same, that you have 96 double crochets, right? So you can do it like that. And then, so if you're an experienced crocheter and you know how to do that, then go ahead. If you're using the same color, you don't have to fasten off, right? But I'm fastening off each time just in case, for the benefit of the crocheters who might want to change the colors for each round, you know, because how you place your colors is going to change the overall effect, and that's what I like to see. So there's a little bit of individual character in each of the pieces that is uniquely your own, right? Rightio, so now what we're going to do for round number 11, very simple round. We're going to be working again into our 3rd back loop. So you can begin anywhere. Okay. And all we're going to do is another round of double crochets into our 3rd back loop like that. Okay, you're just going to go all the way around, working into your 3rd back loop. Right, gets easier when you have a bit more practice working to the 3rd back loop. Then it gets a lot easier to find. At least that's what I found. Right. Right, you just carry on like that all the way around. So you just go all the way around, check that you have 96 double crochets, and then that's where I'll see you. So we'll finish off this round together and then go on to the next round, right? So round number 11, see you just now. And so we're finishing off round number 11. We're just going to slip stitch into the second double crochet and fasten off. And then, as I was saying earlier, if you're going to continue with the same color, you can just chain 3, and then remember that your chain 3 is equal to this stitch, so then you need to do a double crochet into your next stitch, right? But if you're an experienced crocheter, then you'll know that, right? So I'm fastening off just in case. So this, as I said, that's for the benefit of the crocheters who might want to change their colors for each of these rounds. Right, so it's going to look like that. So you can see we're extending our circle, and I shall see you at round number 12. Right, so we're on to round number 12, and what we're going to do for round number 12 is an extension of this little pattern over here, right? So I'll show you on the sample piece. So we'll be working those. So those are 4 times 3 double trebles together with chain 3s in between, right? So let's get on with that. So I'm going to be using my gold. I was thinking of changing up the color. You're welcome to change up the color, and perhaps you'll get a whole different effect, right? So what we're going to be doing is we're going to begin in any chain 1 space between our popcorns from round number 8, right? And we're going to work double trebles, so we'll start with chain 5, so that's 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. And we're going to just do 3 of these together, right? So 3 double trebles together, yarn over, chain 1 to close, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then again 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and again 1, 2, 3, yarn over, pull through, chain 1 to close, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to pop off to the other side. So we're going to skip this pop off, haha, because we're working with popcorns, right? So we're going to skip this popcorn, the second one, and then we're going to work into the next chain 1 space, and we're going to mirror exactly what we have just done. Right, so yarn over times 3, 1 double treble, 2 double trebles, 3 double trebles, yarn over, pull through, chain 1, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, right, yarn over times 3, 1 double treble, 1 double treble, the next one, and then the last one, pull through, chain 1 to close. So you have 4 times 3 double trebles together, and you have 3 chain 3 spaces. Then you're going to just chain 3 and repeat into the next chain 1 space between your next set of 3 popcorns. This goes nice and quickly. Right, and then you're just going to carry on like that. 2, 3. Right, so I'm just going to carry on with that, and then I'll see you at the end of this round. Okay, so you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 8 times 4 times 3 double trebles together. But we can do the stitch count at the end of this round. So I shall see you at the end of this round. We can finish off together before we go on to round number 13. See you there. See? So I still meant to show you how to finish off. You just slip stitch into the top of your beginning 3 double trebles together. Right. And fasten off. I got distracted because it's Friday and I'm running a special on buy one throw, get a free pattern. So I've never done one before, so it's been quite fun to do that. I don't really do things like that. I usually just give things away, but I thought a special might be fun, a winter special. Right, so as you can see, I haven't done my tails, but this is what your work is going to look like, round number 12, right? So I'm going to go and work in my tails, and then I will see you at round number 13. Right, so all of the chain spaces are chain 3s, right? So you should end up with, how many did I actually total chain 3 spaces? 32, 24 plus 8. Yeah, 32 chain 3 spaces. Right. Anyhow, I shall see you at round number 13. We're on to round number 13, and there's quite a lot of noise outside because the council or the municipality, however you know it, are busy cutting all the grass verges and stuff like that. Right, so hopefully you can't hear too much of that. So we're on to round number 13, and we're going to carry on with the same color. So I'm going to be using the cream. Let's get it. Now, what we're going to do is you need to mark out. So I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this. Right. So what you want to do is face your work this way. So, right, like that, or like that. Okay, but we're going to be marking out this section. So face it up so that, as you can see, this is sort of 1/4, and this is the other 2/4, like that. Okay, and one of your markers is the little hole over here. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's where you want to be. You want to be here. Now, if you pull your previous round down like that, you'll see that the section behind that has 6 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. Okay, so you want to find that section of 6 double crochets before the next section of 6 double crochets, which is over there, for example. And then the next section of 6 double crochets is there. You know, you're matching it up with the previous round, okay? But what we're concerned about is just this section over here, right? Now, what you want to do is you count your 6 double crochets, but you're going to place a stitch marker. So this will say this is number 1. So number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're going to skip number 1, place a stitch marker, count 4 double crochets, count 4 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, place your next stitch marker, and then skip the next double crochet, right? So now you're going to go all the way around. Okay, so you're going to start over here, and then you're going to do that here. Okay, so you're going to do it in this section over here as well. And then you're going to do it in this section over here as well. So you want to mark off those 4 double crochets. And the reason is because in this round, we're going to work over this chain 3 space. right? Because what we're doing is we're creating our background. So let me just show you. Okay, so you can see over here, you know, we're filling up the space. So we're making our moon, right? So this is the next round up from the one that we're doing now. Okay, right, so you can see we're creating that, we're sort of filling in those spaces over there. I hope that makes sense. Right, so what you're going to have, so I'm just trying to find a way to explain it. Right, so I think first things first, you just go and mark out those areas, right? And now you should have 8 stitches between, so 8 double crochets between these 2 marked out spaces with stitch markers, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you'll have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 4, 8, 4, 8, 4, right? So you don't have to mark out your whole circle unless you want to. You can just start off marking out your circle and then you can count. So if you're happy, but if you don't, you know, if you lose your count, then it's useful to have the stitch markers in place, right? But you know, it's not a long round, so you should be okay. But say, for example, you're watching Netflix or something, could happen, and then it's good to have those markers in place, because then you'll know when to work in front of the chain 3 from our previous round and when to work behind our previous round, because that's what we're going to do. Right, so let's start. So what we're going to do is, but we're going to be working into the 3rd back loop again. Okay, so it's a little bit tricky to find that 3rd back loop sometimes, but there it is. Okay, if you just find your first one, I don't know why the first one is always the most difficult. Now remember, you're working in front of the previous chain 3 space. You're going to work 4 double crochets into the 3rd back loop of the next 4 stitches, like that. And you can remove your stitch markers as you go along, right? Or you can keep them in. Right, so okay, so there we have our 4 double crochets into our 3rd back loop. Now what you want to do is work 8 double crochets, and again you're going to work them into your back loop. Although technically, because this is going to be hidden behind your previous round, you wouldn't know, but it does impact a little bit on the height of your stitches. So you want all your stitches to be the same height, because if you work into the stitch now, it's going to be a little bit higher than if you work into the 3rd back loop, right? Okay, so now we're going to work those 8 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just make sure you get all the strands of that 3rd back loop. 6, 7, and 8, right? And then you're back to working in front of your chain 3 space. Okay. I'm making this look a lot more difficult than it is, but it's really easy. Right, so 1, 2. I'm doing this a bit awkwardly, and as usual it's a bit different working in front of the camera than if you're just sitting outside in the warm sunshine with the crochet on your lap. Right, and there we go. Okay, so you're just going to repeat everything that I've done. Can you see what I mean? The effect that we're trying to create. Now, when we do our next round, we are actually going to work in front of these chain 3. So these chain 3s will disappear to the back. Okay, so you can see exactly what I'm on about, right? So in 4 double crochets in front, 8 double crochets behind, 4 double crochets in front, 8 behind, 4 da 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 da. And that's why crochet for me is a little bit like dance steps. Right. Okay, it's Friday. I'm being silly. So you're just going to carry on like that, and your stitch count will be exactly the same as it was in round 11. You'll have 96 double crochets, right? And so you'll have 8 times 4 double crochets, on the right side, and 8 times 8 double crochets on the wrong side. Okay, so I shall see you at round number 14. Okie dokie, so you can see, so it's going to look like that. So you're going to have 4, 8, 4, 8, 4, 8, 4, 8 all the way around, and then to finish off you'll do what we normally do, which is just to slip stitch into our second double crochet, snip off yarn, and there we go. And now you can take out your stitch markers if you had your stitch markers, and there we go. So I was actually sitting outside just now. Just now is a very South African expression. It means recently, just now. But it could mean recently in the past or to come, as in I'm going to the shops just now. So we have some funny things that we say in South African colloquial English. Right, so I was sitting outside, and on the steps, my favorite place when it's cold inside and warm outside. And then because my husband is home, busy working from home because we're in lockdown number 4, he said, "Oh, I just saw your crochet on the step, and for a moment it looked like a pizza." Okay then, so that was round number 13, and I shall see you at round number 14. Right, so we're on to round number 14, and round number 14 I'm going to carry on with my cream color, and this time we're just making double crochets, right? So what we're going to do is begin in our section of 4 double crochets. So we had 4 double crochets, 8, 4, 8, 4, and so on. So that was the pattern, right? So, and this time we're not working into that third back loop, so you can heave a sigh of relief. So you're just going to chain 3, which is equal to 1 double crochet into that first double crochet, and then work 1 double crochet into the next 3 double crochets, and you have 4 double crochets, right? Now we're going to yarn over and work a double crochet front post over our first 3 double trebles. Then we're going to yarn over, and now remember I was saying in our last round that we're going to be working in front of these chain 3s, right? So we're going to work a double crochet into the first 2 double crochets from our previous round, right? Then you're going to yarn over, work another double crochet front post. Now you're going to skip 1 double crochet from our previous round. So you're going to skip one. So you're skipping that one and you're working into those two. And again, you're going to bring it, the stitch, to the front, to the right side, and under that chain 3. We're working another double crochet. So we have 2 double crochets, and then you're going to work a double crochet front post. We're going to skip the next stitch again, right? So we're going to skip. So we've worked into that stitch, so we're going to skip that stitch, and we're going to work into the next 2 double crochets like that. Again, bring your stitches forward and work in front of your chain 2 space, yarn over, and then work a double crochet front post. Right. Okay. So you're going to have 14 times 8 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't count the front post stitches. Okay, because you're going to have 4 double crochets and 4 double crochet front posts. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm distracted at the moment because Nisha was not very happy with her dinner tonight. I don't know why. And she has been so naughty. She's literally sitting at the back of me on my chair and busy clawing on my back and meowing and carrying on. Nisha? And then sitting on my work table next to me and just glaring at me. I have no idea why. She's so odd. Right, let's get back to the stitch count. So you will have 6 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you'll have 4 double crochet front posts, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we have 10 stitches in that little section and 4 stitches over here like that, okay? And then we're just going to work a double crochet into the next 4 double crochets as we did. And now you're just going to carry on with that sequence, but I'm going to do it with you again, right? So a double crochet front post, and then we're not skipping a stitch for the first 2 stitches, right? So we just work 2 double crochets, bring them to the front like that. Then we yarn over, double crochet front post, skip a stitch. So you're skipping a stitch in lieu of that. You're making a double crochet front post in lieu of that skip stitch, right? And then we're skipping. It's easier to count from this side. So you know you'll have 2 left over that you work into. You skip 1, 2 that you work into, skip 1. So you know that it's these 2. Okay, does that help? You know, you'll get the hang of it by the time you finish the second set. Then you'll double crochet front post, and then when you do that, you'll have those 3 stitches. You skip that one and you work into those 2, right? Like so. Right. Whoops. Finicky a little. And then a double crochet front post right over that 3 double trebles together, yarn over, and we're back to working 1. This is our beginning where we had the chain, so we're just going to have to squeeze in there, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're just going to continue like that all the way around, right? So you'll have 8 sections of 4 double crochets, and then you'll have 8 sections of 4 double crochet front posts and 6 double crochets. Right. Okay, and you can see how we're forming our circle. I'll show you. Right, so we're over here. Okay, so this is our final, well, not our final, our one before the final, so our penultimate round in this color, if you're sticking to one color. And our next round to finish off our moon is our single crochet back posts. Right, so now you just carry on like that, and we should end up with 8 times 14 stitches. Okay, which is 112, because we have 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 stitches plus 4 is 14, and we're doing that section like that 8 times if you want to look at it in the bigger picture. So it'll be 14 stitches times 8, and the total will be 112 stitches all together. Okay, I shall see you at the end of this round number 14, and we can finish off this round together and then go on to round number 15. Right, so we can just finish this section off together, just so that you know, you can just recap and make sure that you've done the right thing. So 1 double crochet into 4 double crochets. I was just thinking in it as I was doing it that I need to just finish this last little bit with you. Right, so now we do our double crochet front post. Now an easy way to count is to go 1, 2, skip, 1, 2, skip, 1, 2. So we know the 1, 2s, the 1, 2s come to the front. Then we make a double crochet front post, right? So 1, 2, skip, 1, 2, skip. So we skip and we bring the 1, 2s to the front. Right? Check. 1, 2, skip. Obviously we skip. We skip the skip. Right? And we work a double crochet into the 1, 2. I don't know. You know, I have to keep myself amused while I'm crocheting all by myself here on the tip of Africa. So far away from all of you. Right. And then we finish off with a double crochet front post, right? And then the last thing that we do, slip stitch into our second double crochet and fasten off. Right, and then just a reminder, you know, I've done these few rounds in the same color, and you're welcome, if you're a more experienced crocheter, to just move seamlessly if you're using one color from one round to the next. But if you're not experienced, you might want to just fasten off each time. And the other thing is also to give you the freedom to change your colors for each round, because you can. Right? No hard and fast rules here for colorways. If anything, I encourage you to really just have a lot of fun with your colors. Right, and I shall see you at round number 15.